and your various services in Bhakti Sangha. Thank you, Mataji, and welcome to today's call.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Ma Mataji, for recitation of Bhagavad Gita.
Hare Krishna, Chinmay Priya Mataji, and pranam to you and all.
My humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvi from College Station.
Hare Krishna, Vrinda Gopika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for joining each and every day and encouraging each of us in this forum. Welcome, Mataji, to today's call. Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji, for all your services, and welcome, Mataji, to today's call. Hare Krishna.
Sorry, Vinita Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Vrinda Gopika Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, done with pranams of Guru Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharajas, and all the assembled Vaishnavas. This is Kirtidas and Didas. Thank you, Mataji, for your services.
Hare Krishna, Kirtida Sundari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for your classes. Thank you for your various services in Bhakti Sangha. Thank you for your very instructive classes, Mataji. They are so helpful to each one of us here. And welcome, Mataji, to today's call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Chinmay Mataji, please.
Go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Chinmay Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Garanga ki jai. This is Shivani from Ashwin, Virginia. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shivani Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for all the services you do in Bhakti Sangha. And welcome, Mataji, to today's call. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to our Bhakti Sangha mid-morning session. And we are continuing our Caitanya Bhagavat series. We will read Srila Prabhupada's quote for today before we hand over the call to the speaker. So the quote is, Chanakya Pandit says that if there is one tree in the forest producing nice aromatic flower, that one tree can glorify the whole forest by the flavor of its flower. Similarly, if there is one tree in whose cavity there is a little fire, that one tree can burn into ashes the whole forest. So this simile is applicable anywhere. In a family, if there is one good boy, he can glorify the whole family. And similarly, if there is bad boy, he can turn the whole family into ashes. This instruction was given by His Divine Grace at Tokyo on August 25th, 1970. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Mataji, since Prabhuji is not yet joined, if anybody wants to go ahead and introduce yourself, please go ahead. Otherwise, we can chant.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can anyone hear me?
Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to assembled devotee. My name is, it's in here, it says Joan, but my name is Janava Devidasi. Thank you so much for including me.
Hare Krishna, Janava Mataji, what a beautiful name you have. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharajas. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for joining Bhakti Sangha. And welcome, Mataji, to today's call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So we'll chant till Prabhuji joins. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama Krishna Hare Rama Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama Krishna Rama Hare Krishna Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Dvaita Gadadhara Srimati Gaura. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, 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 Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare. Mataji, Prabhuji is joined. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving your precious time and coming here to glorify the Supreme Lord for us. And we are eagerly waiting to hear from you and all your realizations, Prabhu. And Prabhuji, His Grace Ramgiridhari Prabhuji will be talking on Caitanya Bhagavat, Antya Kanda, second chapter from texts 161 to 172. Please take over, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you all so much, and sorry that I came in a bit late. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So we are reading from Caitanya Bhagavata Antya Kanda, and this is the chapter where the Lord is traveling through Bhubaneswara and Bhubaneswar and other places in Jagannath Puri, and we'll read from text 161 through 172. Text 161. भिक्षा द्रव्य देखी सबे लागिला हासिते सबे ही बलेना प्रभु पारी पोषिते. When the devotees saw the foodstuffs that the Lord collected as alms, they began to laugh and said, "O Lord, you will be able to maintain us." Text 162. Santoshe Jagadananda Karila Randhanam Sabara Samhati Prabhu Karila Bhojanam. Jagadananda cooked with great satisfaction, and the Lord ate in the company of the devotees. Text 163. Sarvaratri Sei Grame Kari Sankirtanam Ushakale Mahaprabhu Karila Gamanam. Mahaprabhu and the devotees performed Sankirtana the entire night in that village and then departed early the next morning. Kata Dura Gele Matra Dhani Duracharam Rakhi Leka Dhana Chahe Nade Yai Bharam. After they had traveled some distance, a sinful toll collector stopped them and would not allow them to go further without paying taxes. Dekhiya Prabhura Teja Paila Vishmayam Jigyasila Tomara Kateka Lokahayam. Struck with wonder on seeing the Lord's effulgence, he asked, "How many people are with you?" Prabhu kahe jagate hamara ke hanaya ami hakahara nahi kahila nischaya ekami dui nahi shakala amaram kahite nayane vahe avirata dharam. The Lord replied, "I have no one in this world, and I do not belong to anyone. I tell you this fact, I am alone with no companion. The entire world is mine." As the Lord spoke, incessant tears flowed from his eyes. Dhani bale goshai kara hashubatumi yehi sabaradana paile chari dibami. The tax collector said, "O Goshai, you may go. I will let these persons go after they pay taxes." Text 169. Subhakari lena Prabhu Govinda Bhaliyam Kata Dhuresha Bachadi Vashi lena Giyam. The Lord walked down the road chanting Govinda. He left the others behind and sat down in the distance. Sabha Parihari Prabhu Karila Gamanam Harishe Vishada Hailena Bhaktaganam. When the Lord left everyone and continued on, the devotees became despondent in their happiness. Dekiya Prabhu Rahati Nirapeksha Kelam Anyonye Sarvagane Hasita Lagilam. On seeing the Lord's pastime of complete detachment, they all began to laugh among themselves. Pache Prabhu Sabha Chadi Karena Gamanam Ete Kavishada Asidhari Lekamanam. Yet they were unhappy because they feared that the Lord might leave them all and go. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakayam Chakshurun Militam Yenam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaham Nama Om Vishnu Padayam Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityanandam Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. The Supreme Lord, when he performs his pastimes, anyone who comes in contact with the Supreme Lord, they get delivered. There are varieties of people who try and behave according to their own principles that they have understood about life. But whomever they may be, if they come in contact with the Supreme Lord or with the Supreme Lord's divine arrangements, the transformation is definite. And not only that, when the Lord performs pastimes, he sees to that all those who are part of the pastimes, they are also excited, they are also enthused, and they are also fully involved in the pastimes. When the Lord performs his pastime, Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya. We have heard this shloka several times, but if we try to understand which type of sadhu the Lord is going to protect, which type of shatru the Lord is going to annihilate, which type of dharma is going to uphold, Paritranaya sadhunam has got many explanations, but one of the explanations is the Lord delivers, helps, supports those sadhus who otherwise would not be able to maintain their life without getting the association of Krishna. They would anytime give up their life. Their life is just hanging on a very thin thread. To such a sadhu, the Lord will come personally to deliver them. Technically, the Lord delivers everyone, because the Lord is our Supreme Father. But when he comes personally to deliver, Paritranaya sadhunam, According to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's definition, there are several sadhus. Everybody who chants the holy name of the Lord is a sadhu. Does that mean the Lord is going to appear in person for every one of them? The explanation here is the Lord appears to deliver those special souls whose life and soul is invested only for the glorification of the Lord. And they just maintain their life to just see the Lord and serve the Lord. And Vinashaya cha dushkritam, meaning he would personally come and kill those demons who are bothering these sadhus, about whom we just spoke about. There are several demons the Lord can kill from his own abode. Dharma samsthapanata hai. He also established dharma. What type of dharma he tries to come and establish? He wants to come and establish and revive Varnashrama Dharma and eventually establishes Bhagavata Dharma with the help of Bhagavatas. The reason I am mentioning is this, is Mahaprabhu, after sannyas, his project is completely different from the project that he had before sannyas. And the project is deliver the humanity. And if you all remember our previous canto, Madhya Kanda, we had so many discussions about Mahaprabhu's preparation of assembling the right team. He was introducing one special soldiers, special commanders, glorified them, introduced them, performed some, private pastimes, did all the team building activities, built his team, then started his mission of preaching. So Mahaprabhu's entry into Jagannath Puri Dham was also based on the request of Sachi Mata, who requested Mahaprabhu to keep Jagannath Puri as his base. So his traveling will always involve some wonderful transcendental transformations. And this episode that we are currently in is one such where the Lord is going to perform some interesting, intriguing pastimes. We are going to only see the initial portion of it. From verse number 173 and forward, the next speaker will elaborate. So we are going to discuss 3 sets of reflections from this current context. The reflection number 1 is about the aspect of the Lord's being extra kind. The mercy that the Lord is trying to bestow. What is that, the mercy that the Lord is trying to bestow, and what principle the Lord is trying to teach us is what going to be our part of the first reflection. As we know, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spearheaded a project with 3 principles: Name Ruchi, Jive Daya, and Vaishnava Seva. So in his manifested pastimes as a part of his Leela, the Lord was, one focus of the Lord was to glorify holy name, relish the holy name, distribute the holy name, and in the process of distribution, deliver the poor souls, and eventually give pleasure to his dearest devotees. So, in this episode, with respect to this toll collector, the context is the Lord just entered Jagannath Puri. He came and settled in his place and immediately went out to beg alms. As a sannyasi, he went to beg alms to collect some grains so that he can feed his dependents. So he went to beg alms. It was unusual scene because prior to sannyas, prior to the Lord becoming Caitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was Nimai Pandita, he would dictate his terms. He would have his arrogance. He would be very upfront in his demeanor. But now here, after becoming a sannyasi, after becoming a missionary preacher, the Lord is exhibiting a completely different set of activities. So he is going out to beg alms and bringing in a lot of grains, which the devotees enjoyed, and they performed Sankirtana, and they are traveling around. I'm not sure how many of you have experience of being with Padayatra. By the blessings of our seniors, we had this good fortune to travel with Padayatra party in our earlier days in Krishna consciousness. Thanks to Loknath Swami Maharaj and his team of devotees. So they gave this experience, what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was giving to all his fellow associates. Of course, Prabhupada's Padayatra party had bullock cart party. And the way they work is, they have 3 sets of team. One team is called advance party, who go ahead of the remaining team to make the necessary arrangements. And one is the Pujari party, who takes care of the deity worship standards and worship. And third is the book distribution and Sankirtan party, who are the real performers. So we had this good fortune to be part of them, to witness how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan mission was going to every town and village, winning every souls, and how people welcomed the devotees, how people used to admire, especially in our younger days, people had respect for sadhus. And ISKCON sadhus had their own flavor, their own aura, and they had their own attractions. That pretty huge, tall bull with a huge horn, beautiful Prabhupada's Murti. I remember still that when we were all young children, I think when we were all in our 8th grade, 9th grade, that's when the Padayatra party we had, been part of. So many of us, our family members, when we took them, they thought that, some person is sitting. They all looked at Prabhupada's deities and used to admire. So they were beautiful attractions. That is the case now. But when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was on this planet, he gave them live performance. He took all the associates, went from village to village, town to town, and go there, and they try to perform kirtan and try to present Krishna consciousness. So my first reflection is how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu managed to perform his Leela is something is very wonderful. So my first reflection is the Jive Daya part. Jive Daya, being merciful, is the natural characteristics of anyone who is Krishna conscious. If you are Krishna conscious, you are expected to have certain characteristics, traits. One important characteristic trait that a Vaishnava or a Krishna conscious practitioner should exhibit is this Jive Daya. In this Jive Daya, how this Jive Daya happens? What is the cause of Jivedaya? What is the background of Jivedaya? Is para dukkha dukhi. A Vaishnava or the Supreme Lord, when he sees others in distress, he is in distress. He is in pain. When they see others in happiness, they are in happiness. So my first reflection is going to be around the Jive Doya aspect of our Krishna consciousness movement. Because the storyline that is getting to begin now, where Mahaprabhu, after begging alms, after having a wonderful jolly time preaching Sankirtan, they are traveling and a toll collector is stopping Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and trying to, tax them. And the story goes where how the tax collector got attracted to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, inquired about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from his followers, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu presented about himself and his followers to tax collector. That's also several things that we can learn. But eventually, this tax collector, who is apparently being described as an arrogant fellow, is also going to be transformed. The villages where Harinam Sankirtan was performed, they were transformed. And wherever Mahaprabhu travels, that place, people are getting transformed. So we will talk about philosophical understanding on Jive Daya. This Jive Daya, which actually means because of seeing somebody else's pain, a Vaishnava feels pain and extends himself. So hence, whenever we talk about Jive Daya, Para Dukkha Dukhi and Jive Daya are two sides of the same coin. I want to explain 4 perspectives around Para Dukkha Dukhi as a part of the first reflection. Whenever we hear the word Para Dukkha Dukhi, there should be some understanding, some perspectives that we need to get. So I would like to share 4 perspectives, which is very important because we are all supposed to be, as a practitioners of Krishna consciousness, we are all supposed to be having soft-hearted. Krishna does not like hard heart. Krishna likes soft heart. So the soft-heartedness, butter-like heart, attracts Krishna. Then he'll come and steal this heart. And devotees, they arrest Krishna for his stealing. And that's a transcendental loving relationship between devotees and Krishna. Devotee's heart is like a soft butter. Krishna comes and steals that heart, and the devotees go and have a discussion with Krishna saying that because you stole our heart, we are going to steal you. So, this soft-heartedness, if it is not there, something is radically wrong with us. Something is absurd with us. Some aspect of Krishna consciousness is not going to go well with us. So hence, these 4 perspectives are something important for us to comprehend. First perspective, wherever you see anyone suffering, how much you feel sorry. Because feeling sorry is a very basic requirement of a kind-hearted person. Every sorry situation, you may not be able to go and solve it. But at least somebody should feel sorry. Oh my God, we are so sorry this person is suffering. Oh my God, these suffering souls, who is there to help? Oh my dear Lord, somehow please bestow your benediction upon these suffering souls. They may not be any blood relative to you, They may not be your congregation member. There can be anyone under the roof. So the first perspective of para dukkha dukhi or jive doya is how much you feel sorry when you see others in pain. Others meaning other living entities, not just other human beings. Anyone who is any living being in suffering, a Vaishnava's heart bleeds. The Vaishnava feels sorry. The Vaishnava extends himself. The second perspective of para dukkha dukhi, jive doya, is in the process of somebody feeling sorry, a Vaishnava, a kind-hearted person, he tries to contribute towards revival of the surroundings and environment. In the sense that para dukkha dukhi is not just about you see some living human being's pain. He also sees how the environment, how his surroundings, how the place of worship and living is maintained. He is concerned about that as well. So when we say living being, one is human suffering and other living animals or any other being suffering. But the second aspect is the environment. How clean, how neat, how wonderful you keep them because of the environment. An individual's consciousness is affected, so he sees them as his natural duty that I should be part of this cleansing arrangement. That is why if you see very serious, sincere devotees, their conduct is in such a way that they don't harm anyone and they make sure the environment they belong to is completely clean and pure in consciousness. Their heart, their brain, their thought process is constantly centered around how to maintain a clean, neat environment. We have a devotee friend in Mayapur Dham who is spearheading this Mayapur Dham cleaning project. My father-in-law was, part of that. Many times we are insensitive. Our devotion towards Madhava, Krishna Balaram, Panchatattva, Nrsingadev, Giriraj, Govardhan, several things will be there. But how sensitive are we? Are we seeing Dham? Are we seeing the place of worship? Are we seeing the place of our near and dear and brotherhoods? They are living how clean we are supposed to maintain. How sensitive are we? We were on a yatra with Kavichandra Maharaj a few years before. So Kavichandra Maharaj was explaining a very important, problem in Vrindavan about the plastic bags. He said, everybody is talking about cow protection, but the usage of plastic bags and throwing of the plastic bags here and there, several cows, calves, bulls, they eat them unknowingly, thinking that some foodstuffs are, because sometimes people put plastic bag, prasadam inside the plastic bag and carefully wrap them up and throw. These poor animals, just for the sake of eating, they just go and grab them and gulp along with the plastic bags. He said that several cows, their belly are fully swollen. And when you check them out, they have so much of plastic bags. So the second aspect of para dukkha dukhi is, jive doya is, I am not only worried about the people and living beings, I am also worried about my environment, which contributes to my consciousness. Unclean environment, unclean practices. Unclean practices, unclean consciousness. One time, devotees from Radha Rasbihari temple wrote a letter to Srila Prabhupada, 1975 or sometime, I'm not sure. They wrote Srila Prabhupada, we have so much of rats in our temple, which is giving us a hard time. What do you suggest we should do? In those days, there were no emails, fax, telephones. They had to do, a physical letter. And Prabhupada wrote letter back after 45-50 days. Please chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra for your rat problem. Sometimes we wonder that maybe Prabhupada has not understood our problem. But Srila Prabhupada, when he gave this response, it has got a very deep meaning. If you chant properly, our consciousness is proper. If our consciousness is proper, cleanliness is in place. If cleanliness is in place, we will not let any rodent, any such unclean things to attract rats and reptiles. So the whole connection is wherever Vaishnava is there, that place is clean. In fact, one of the USP, one of the unique selling proposition of ISKCON institution is about its cleanliness standard. If you go to all the other temples, Hindu temples, Indian temples in India especially, the cleanliness standard is very, very, compromised, because cleanliness is directly representing Srimati Radharani. And wherever Radharani is there, Krishna will be there. So, coming back to our reflection, the second aspect of Jiva Daya is, I am being so sensitive that not only I directly, harm any living entity, I am so sensitive that I keep the surrounding also clean. And third perspective of Jiva Daya is, I as an individual will extend myself as much as possible towards contributing towards the solution. I will extend myself. I will support. I will try to mitigate the problem in such a way that the burden gets slightly reduced. Meaning, a Vaishnava, his Jiva Daya is in such a capacity, he acts in such a manner that the burden for the other person, the burden in the society, the surroundings, the Vaishnava presence transforms the environment. So third aspect of Jiva Daya is, my mercy is not just in words. My mercy is in action. My mercy in helping for transformation. And the mercy that I give is something towards a larger good. And the fourth aspect of Jiva Daya is that I personally don't be the cause of someone else's concern. Meaning, I will not be a problematic candidate. I will see to that I am not a problem, but a solution. What I said in point number 3, point number 4 is the flip side of it. Point number 3, I would please be part of the solution and extend myself to help devotees, help living entities. Point number 4 is, I will never be a part of problem, meaning I will not be a burden in the system. I will not make others work for me. Rather, I'll work with them for the welfare of others. So this is my first reflection in this current context, because the Lord is in Jiva Daya mode. And we as practicing devotees, we need to imbibe, we need to inherit, we need to inculcate this sense of kindness towards everyone. The way we exhibit our kindness, the way we are thoughtful about our kindness, the way we are sensitive about our kindness tells it all how much we have understood Krishna conscious. That is the differentiating factor between Kanishta, Madhyama and Uttama. A Kanishta will only theoretically understand and talk about it, but a Uttama not only practice what he preaches, but he also goes one step forward and sets a precedence and try to transform the entire surroundings in such a capacity that auspiciousness, purity, and transcendence exist. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was taking people along, he made sure that he exhibited his qualities in such a capacity that all the fallen souls who came in contact with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they all got delivered. So this is my first reflection. The second reflection is about the aspect where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when asked by the toll collector, saying that how many of you have come, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that I have no one with me, nobody can own me, rather I am the controller, I am the only one who is maintaining this entire universe. Now, the humorous part is the Vaishnavas who were accompanying Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in no second, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, washed his hands off, saying that I don't know who they are, I am on my own. Let us talk about this for a bit. By jokingly explaining about his identity, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is presenting about a transcendental science, presenting about a very important Siddhanta. So, the Siddhanta here is that incarnations are manifestation of Lord's knowledge and mercy, blessing devotees and acting as corrective force for non-devotees. Like a physician who comes in many guises, healer to the willing patient, but a necessary remover of disease for those who persist in harmful habits. The doctor's medicine is mercy, though it can feel harsh or it can feel non-relatable to someone. So the point I want to say here is that the Lord, by presenting a very important aspect to this toll collector, what did he say to the toll collector? He said that I don't know who they are. I am just single all alone with myself. I have no one in this world and I do not belong to anyone. Mattaha paratram nanyat kinchitasti dhananjaya mayi sarvamidam proktam sutre manigana iva. I tell you this fact. I am alone with no companion. The entire world is mine. We'll talk about why the Lord, cried, but we'll just talk about this aspect of it. Meaning, the Lord, by his transcendental presence, by his manifestations, by his pastimes, he is trying to cure us and no one will be spared. Everybody will get cured. But the methodology of curing will vary from person to person. At one go, the Lord performs one particular type of pastimes and different people have different experiences with that. Those who have surrendered with the Lord will understand it in one way. Those who have not surrendered to the Lord will understand in one particular way. But sum and substance is that the Lord's incarnations are just a manifestation of Lord's knowledge and mercy. Hence, austerities and realizations without proper devotion are classified under impure category and temporary category. Non-devotees fall because they ignore to recognize and understand and surrender to the Lord. So my second reflection is to say that the Lord, by presenting himself, he is revealing a truth. But how much somebody is able to understand the truth, realize the truth, appreciate the truth, sees the absolute truth in front of him, depends upon how much we are surrendered souls. If somebody thinks by just performance of austerities and penances, without proper devotion, they will be able to attract God, the answer is no. 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains from verse number 25 through 33. Krishna explains a very interesting science, where he explains about different types of sacrifices performed by different, segments of the society. But it was all those sacrifices, demigod worship, different types of yoga system, different types of controlling of senses. They are all having some agenda towards removal of our uncleanness in our heart. And in that context, Krishna is explaining a spiritual master's appearance and his participation in a sadhaka's life is meant for removal of all the anomalies, removal of all the false, fake narratives, and try to establish the pure spiritual science. So my second reflection is to conclude saying that the Supreme Lord, when he performs his manifested pastimes, when he is trying to move around, he exhibits and he presents some real, powerful, impactful lessons. When we are hearing this from a devotee's standpoint, we will appreciate, wow, 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 Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so great. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has presented this fact, how he is not belong to anyone and how the entire world belongs to him. We as a practicing devotee will be able to appreciate them. But how the toll collector will understand this? How the other passerbys will understand this? Many times in our lives it happens like that, where some facts will be presented in front of us, some absolute truth will be presented in front of us, but because of our conditioning, we will not be able to recognize that. So to conclude the second reflection, I want to explain saying that devotional service gets you devotion. Devotion gets you Krishna. If there is no devotional service, there is no devotion. Which means I serve, I yearn to serve, I get devotion. And only bhakti can reveal God. Otherwise, even though the God can be standing right in front of us, Duryodhana, all the Kauravas and great personalities, they also were warriors, great warriors, but they couldn't understand, recognize Krishna as everybody else understood. Krishna was not accessible to them, but Krishna was accessible to Arjuna. 4th chapter, Krishna explains 6th shloka. My dear Arjuna, this knowledge, I am imparting it to you because you are my devotee as well as my friend. So I want to say that here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is making a profound statement. He is revealing his identity. He is explaining who he is. But the toll collector is not yet able to understand. Same thing happened when the Brahmana came to Nimai Pandita's house. When the Brahmana used to cook for the Shaligram and used to call out, my dear Supreme Lord, please accept my offering. Then baby Nimai would come and consume all the offering. The Brahmana used to think that what crazy kid is this. But eventually when the Lord revealed himself, the Brahmana realized his mistakes. So in our own lives, situations will be like that, where Krishna is currently performing various kinds of pastimes by revealing certain truths to us in front of us. But because of our conditioning, we are not able to recognize them. So hence, better let us try to perform service, devotional service, to get devotion so that we can recognize Krishna. Krishna is in front of us. What Prahlad Maharaj could see, what Tukaram Maharaj could see, what great personalities could see, we are not able to see. One glance of the Lord. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 7th chapter, text number 31 or 32, if I'm right, where it's in Daksha Prajapati's episode. Uh, the wives of the Brahmanas who perform the sacrifices, they are praying to Lord Vishnu, my dear Lord, please give your divine glance upon all these suffering animals who are lying dead in this sacrificial arena. They were all meant to be supposed to be elevated by the performance of sacrifice. Because of Lord Shiva's anger, because of Daksha's mistake, the entire mishap has happened. But your one glance is enough. But for us to understand that glance, oh, now Krishna has given me this pain, which means Krishna is glancing over me. Oh, Krishna has rewarded me with this, gift, which means Krishna is glancing over me. Hey, some Vaishnavas have come to my house, which means Krishna is glancing over me. I have got a service opportunity. Krishna is glancing over me. I am able to chant more rounds. Krishna is glancing over me. Am I awake to recognize this is Krishna, this is Krishna, this is Krishna, this is Krishna, this is Maya, this is my doggish mentality, this is Krishna. Can we do that? So hence the Lord's revelation was not yet understandable. But one thing that tax collector realized is this guy is not a normal person. He's a very effulgent person. He just need to be, he just let Mahaprabhu go. Okay, go. You look great, glorious. Your mood seems to be very humble. At this juncture, I want to draw a parallel from Journey Home, book of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. One of the most touching, heartfelt portion in that book, which is to present how somebody, if they recognize, if they are letting the goodness come our way, transformation is sure shot. So Radhanath Swami Maharaj at that time, he was in search of a bona fide spiritual master. He came walking all the way from Europe. He passed different countries, continents, and eventually reached Pakistan border, Wagah border or some border which is connecting to Pakistan and India. So he hardly had any money. He finished off, was so, weak, fragile, had his own appearance as a sadhu. So he came to the border and told Indian authorities, please let me inside the country. I am in search of truth. I am sure all of you would have studied this book. So to cut the long story short, that 3 days, the border officer, 3 days or 2 days, it will be 72 hours to be precise. He was not let in India. They said, India has got enough immigrants, enough refugees. You can't go in. Somehow, one kind soul, a Sardarji, he thought that, this person should be let in because of his perseverance. Maybe he has a mission. At that time, Maharaj writes, then that Sardar allowed me inside the Indian country, I made a promise to that officer. My dear sir, you are doing a great favor to me by letting me inside India. I promise you, I will do something substantial, useful for your countrymen. And Radhanath Maharaj came in India. Fast forwarding several years later, 30, 40, 45 years later, Radhanath Swami Maharaj has already established himself as a bona fide follower, student, son of Srila Prabhupada. He was invited by the first citizen of India, the president of the country, Pratibha Patil. So when the president invites you as his or her guest, that's the highest honor. And the way it happens is, the president comes to the door to receive the guest. So Radhanath Swami Maharaj was given a Purna Kumbha Maryada, and he was welcomed inside the president's quarters. Maharaj writes in his book, when I entered the country in 1970s, I didn't have a single penny in my pocket, but I made a promise that I will do something useful to the countrymen. And this time in 2002, 2003, whenever that was, when I was welcomed by the first citizen of the country, I still didn't have any bank balance or not having any great wealth. But the difference was, because I was surrendered to A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, I could fulfill the promise that I gave to this officer, and my services were appreciated, recommended to the capacity that I am honored. So to conclude the second reflection, when we learn to recognize Krishna, it is imperative that Krishna makes sure that you are recognized, that you are very much appreciated, and you become a powerhouse for several souls. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's a brief interaction with the toll collector, which eventually you are going to learn about it more. But Mahaprabhu said something very profound, but it sounded funny. It sounded some blabbering of a poor beggar, according to the toll collector. The third and the last reflection, which is, I'll keep it pretty short. The third reflection is about, in the process of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doing this Leela, how did Mahaprabhu's students, associates, consider this? Technically speaking, they should have been very upset, saying that how come Mahaprabhu disowned us? How come Mahaprabhu had just said that they are not part of us? They could have taken offense. But rather, they understood Mahaprabhu's mood. They understood Mahaprabhu's humor. They understood Mahaprabhu's light-heartedness. They also understood Mahaprabhu's gravity, the statement that Mahaprabhu has made. So they simultaneously reciprocated to that light-hearted as well as grave statement and demonstrated that we are surrendered souls of your Sena for hoisting your flag everywhere. Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Because it is not easy to be part of a glorious movement, because the nature of the gloriousness is such that you need to be having divine consciousness to appreciate the gloriousness. Otherwise, people will say, oh my God, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has left me. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has rejected me. He has disowned me. How many yatras he have organized? You know, the list of complaints that devotees bring it up and say that as if we have done some crime against them is, very scary. So Mahaprabhu, when he was performing this Leela, when he was performing such a pastime, the way Vaishnavas, the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the way they reciprocated. The way they reciprocated was that they laughed at Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's childishness, laughed at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's humor, laughed at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's gesture. Jayapatak Maharaj once mentioned one of the devotees mentioned a very interesting pastime of Jayapatak Maharaj. Because this is not directly connected, but just remembering, I'll share it. So, if you all have got the opportunity to, in very close quarters with Jayapatak Maharaj, he's a very interesting personality to, be with. Every moment of your association with him, I'm sure the same is the case with everyone's guru and every great Vaishnava, but in this particular case, I wanted to share about Jayapatak Maharaj. So, the devotee was sharing how one time Jayapatak Maharaj was, cutting a lot of jokes with his servants whilst he was in the hospital. So one devotee, out of curiousness, went to Maharaj and said, Guru Maharaj, you are in so much of pain. How are you able to cut so many jokes and, do pranks and keep make everyone laugh? The response Jayapatak Maharaj gave was very profound. He said that all of my servants are working tirelessly to keep me comfortable. And it's not so easy to look after such a patient. And they try their best to make sure that I'm comfortable and peaceful and happy. By my being happy, by my being cheering up, at least I give them happiness, I give them the necessary comfort. I mean, there is no direct relevance between Mahaprabhu's action and this. But what I want to say is, a Vaishnava and the Supreme Lord, their transcendental loving relationship is very unique in such a capacity that normal people will not even comprehend only. So here it is explained how the Vaishnavas, all those who are traveling with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they started laughing. Look at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's going and sitting in one rock and he's crying like an innocent child, as if he is in some distress, as if he doesn't have any other way. He is Supreme Lord. They all know. And looking at his behavior, they started laughing because that laugh has got multiple meanings. Number one, they started laughing at his childishness. They started laughing at Mahaprabhu's light-hearted reciprocation. They also laughed that very soon this guy who is questioning Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's identity, he is going to know about him. Right now he is thinking as some ordinary beggar, but very soon he is going to realize. So the loving exchanges between the Lord and dear devotees is very special in the sense that a Vaishnava, a person who is surrendered to the Supreme Lord, will be able to reciprocate with the mood and emotions of the Lord. Here Vaishnavas could have thrown tantrums to saying that, oh my God, Mahaprabhu suddenly said, I don't know who they are. But Mahaprabhu and his devotees have got such a bonding that they started laughing, they started celebrating, and also to respond to the gravity, they started saying, "My dear Lord, please don't disown us. Please don't leave us alone. We cannot survive without your existence." So, Krishna consciousness is joyfully, happily, as well as scientifically performed. So, this you can see in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Because Chaitanya Charitamrita is filled with emotions and sentiments. That is why all the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, along with his associates, they have more emotions, more sentiments than more knowledge. Because Chaitanya Charitamrita is, after you have studied the knowledge, this is about application, reciprocation, participation of such a transcendental science. So these smaller, minute sentiments makes Krishna consciousness very much enthusiastic, relevant, and relatable. So I'll stop here. Thank you all so much. If there are any questions, comments, reflections, I'll be happy to respond. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Such a beautiful class. In fact, today morning I was reading this pastime and it really touched my heart. And you just churned this pastime out and gave such beautiful realizations. Very grateful to you. And I loved it when you said Srila Prabhupada gave the solution of chanting for rat infestation. Initially, I didn't understand, but then you made me understand by saying, yes, when there is chanting, our standard increases, and then we will basically, involuntarily, we'll keep everything clean, neat, and that is the sign of a Vaishnava. And you said how devotional service leads to devotion, and then that leads to Krishna. So that's beautiful, Prabhuji. Always we read how Prabhupada says it's devotional service, it's never devotion. So yes, you said it's a chain which goes further. So that's so beautiful, Prabhu. All your realizations were very beautiful. Thank you for quoting about our Maharajas. It's always so nice to hear about them. So very grateful to you, Prabhu. Prabhuji, I think in Janava Mataji, please go ahead, Mataji. Prabhuji, you have time, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much for the wonderful lesson and for I love when you were saying the quality of the Vaishnava, when someone is being the readiness to help. And then I also like the other aspects that you were saying that about like the cleanliness, when the cleanliness is compromised. And we shouldn't have it like that because cleanliness equates Radharani's presence, and Radharani's presence equates Lord Krishna being there. So my question, Maharaj, is this: going back to the Vaishnava etiquette, how do we balance like over harsh correction of others? There is such a thing like, okay, you take it, and there's a Vaishnava humility of taking as much as the blame, or like being humble like a blade of grass, but then your intelligence or your gut feeling is also kind of kicking in that there's a certain like abuse of language and talking down, and some other people may have could be like pulling ranks even though they're younger. So how do you balance all of these elements in relation to what you were saying earlier, that you know, that we're all Vaishnavs? It should be the instinct of a Vaishnav is, if someone is in distress or suffering and apologetic, my experience is if someone is bowing down to you, as I've seen other Vaishnav, you don't want them to be in distress further. That's why you want to pick them up and stuff. But then if you're in a situation that is almost there's a rejoicing of someone's distress, how do you balance all these elements? And how do you, as a person or as an individual or as a neophyte or as a Vaishnav, distinguish and discriminate how much do you take, and then using your intelligence, whether is this abuse or is this still part of the Vaishnav etiquette that I should be taking as much as I can take? Could you give me your clarification on that? Thank you so much.
Very deep question as well as very important one, and I will respond them in three parts. The very first part of that is that whenever we are dealing with any Vaishnava, the fundamental aspect is to put yourself as a learner, student at all points in time. The basic point is that I am a student, a learner, and a servant. This is my identity. This is not a stage or a temporary, scenario, because Trinatapi Sunijena, Tarorapi Sahishnuna, Amanina, Manadena. Mahaprabhu says this verse of third verse of Siksashtakam, which talks about tolerance, humility, respecting others, not expecting respect for you, happens to be your prerequisite even to properly chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So I would say that by design, each and every one of us should invariably inculcate this quality. This is the definition. Now, number two, with this definition, because of the humility, at the same time, because of the respect nature, we need to realize how am I supposed to reciprocate different types of relationship, for which Nectar of Instruction explains three types of relationship. One with your junior not in age, but in realizations. One with your equals meaning not just age, but in terms of your buddies, your, somebody who grew with you. Third is your relationship with your seniors. What happens is that with your juniors, you try to respect them in your heart and try to correct them proportionate to the relationship's boundaries. With your equals, you respect them by offering them obeisances and share your realizations. With your seniors, you serve them, and by asking questions to them, you learn from them. I will elaborate this. Juniors, who is considered as junior? This is a very subjective statement. Somebody out of arrogance can think everybody else is junior. But the word junior and the self-humility may conflict. But the word junior refers to somebody who has taken up spirituality just now, who may not have enough understanding of Krishna consciousness, who may be from a non-devotional background, who is just showing some sign of inquisitiveness or curiosity. So you respect them for their interest and try to extend yourself and take the position of a teacher and correct them, help them, handhold them. With respect to equals, share your realizations proportionate to the boundaries of the relationship. And with seniors, you serve them and do. This is the second aspect of it. The third and the most important aspect of it is that in our Vaishnava relationships, it is extremely important that the tendency of sensitive dealing is to be very much practiced. Krishna is sensitive. Krishna is very sensitive towards his beloveds. Krishna makes sure he gives utmost attention to the details. When you say a person loves you, you understand his love as much as he is giving attention to the details. And right. Krishna gives attention to the details. So right. When we exhibit sensitivity towards other living entities, that helps us in broaden up our understanding, our surrender, and Krishna's recognition of us. Because when a person is called Bhagavata, a great devotee, all it means is that person is sensitive about others' pain, empathetic about others' situation, and tries to extend as much as he can or she can help that person so that Krishna is pleased. Many a times in Vaishnava relationships, this sensitivity aspect is compromised because of various other quotients. And the sensitivity aspect of it comes in when we remember our first point that I said, that we are always students, we are always learners. So we have to take every opportunity for learning and trying to improve upon ourselves whilst I am, even if I am giving a class, I am a student. Even when I am speaking Bhagavatam, I am a student. I am always a student. So first lesson is what I am speaking is for me. So when we do spiritual activities with that spirit, we are definitely in the safer, better, and a correct zone. But seldom we get to see people understand this point, and sometimes arrogance comes in, ego comes in, pride comes in, different superiority complexes comes in. But what we need to remember is, if they are trying their best, even if these quotients comes in, we should be ready to forgive them, because they are also going through some purification. It is like I am going through some purification. So long as I am working on me, can you forgive my mistakes? Can you give me another chance? Can you please be considerate on me? Because I'm working on it. If I'm not at all working on it, if I've given up, I'm just, being on the side, then you can warn, beware of Ramgiridhari. But otherwise, if I'm working on it, if you know there is some sincerity, it's like, a cook may not have cooked a very delicious food, but it's trying hard to make a delicious food. Give them another chance. Okay, tomorrow you have better salt. Day after tomorrow you have better cuisine. That's my response to your question. Am I making some sense?
Yes, Prabhu. Actually, I love the way you answered it. It's very thorough. You quoted Nectar of Instruction, which I've also in the process of reading. So I definitely got your gist. Because I was conflicted before. I have a certain instinct or gut feeling. You're trying to lower yourself like a blade of grass, but then the other person, you could tell it's like it's not behaving per Vaishnav etiquette of nectar of devotion, the harshness. It's almost like there's a rejoicing of on the over harsh correction. So as a Vaishnav trying your best, aside from the one that you've answered, when do we say the proper course of action is distance because they are also not behaving, like taking into consideration that you're behaving as a student and you're trying to learn, and you're even thinking it like, okay, this is for my purification. If I'm getting insulted, that means Lord Krishna glance on me because I'm getting tested, I'm being purified. But when is that thing when you feel like maybe this isn't good or enough is enough, the person that's correcting is not behaving also per Vaishnav etiquette of nectar of devotion? Because sometimes, you know, you don't want to be critical of other Vaishnav, right? And you want to take it in. However, if there is a certain abusive language, when do you draw the line? I guess it's my,
Three things. Three things I should always check it in. Number one, am I able to respect him? Because when I am losing a respect, even though he may be right, but I am not able to appreciate that right, I am not able to relate to that right, probably I will land up in offending him. So probably we need to search for another teacher, or we should find some other ways to get learning from him. Because being respectful towards the source of learning is a fundamental aspect of it. Arjuna first surrendered to Krishna before learning from Krishna. In the materialistic scenario, we first want the knowledge to be imparted, then if required, we will surrender. But in case of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna surrendered first. Sishyasteham satimam tvam prapannam. So first aspect, we should always check in our association, can I be respectful towards this person? Even though he may be harsh, he may be, shouting, or he may be correcting, he may be, stern to me. Can I be respectful towards him? Number two, can I remain sane? Because my sanity is important. For me to function, my sanity is required. If I have gone bonkers, if I have completely gone, lose my cool, even if Krishna is gone right in front of me, I'm not going to recognize. So we need to have some sanity because it is important. As a student, it is in medical practicing, they say the patient needs to have trust in the doctor for the treatment to be effective.
Right.
If the patient, how much ever the doctor may be glorious, great personality, if the patient is not able to correlate that, then that is not possible. This is number two. So if you are becoming insane, suppose for example, now you ask me a question, Mataji, what is this question? Suppose we start shouting at you. If I start reacting at you, I said, Hare Prabhu, this is the first time I'm seeing you, first time I'm talking to you. Can you be, responsive in a different way? If I rather show my, arrogance or, sort of things, you become, you try to, lose our sanity. So it is very important in every Vaishnava relationship, because if I am losing respect, if I can't remain sane, it's a very clear-cut indication that I need to search for some alternative solution. Maybe there is a problem in me only. Let me give the benefit of doubt to me, but still I can't deal in that situation. If I say, okay, whether that person is wrong or I am wrong, that's a question to be asked later. I cannot show my respect towards him. I cannot remain sane. So I have to better excuse myself. And third, always one thing that we need to remember is we have to learn to chew how much we can process, because sometimes there are so much of instructions. If you go to Nectar of Devotion, there are so many wonderful instructions. But I have to map. This is the level I am in, and this is all I can chew. And to that extent, Krishna will acknowledge. To that extent, I will progress. And to that extent, Krishna will give me further strength. Hence, I am not going to perform any action because somebody else told, because some of my buddies are progressing faster than me. I am not under that peer pressure. I will do what is relevant, relatable. It's a very contradicting statements, because I am sick also. At the same time, I am judging how much treatment I need. So they are simultaneously. If I am sick, how can I decide which treatment is better for me? At the same time, if the treatment is not, driving me better, it is driving me, crazy, then I need to slow down. I need to go on an alternative therapy, because I need to be alive for the treatment to work on me. So hence the third aspect of it is that we in our growing journey in Krishna consciousness need not never come under any peer pressure. Oh Mataji, you have been attending this program for such a long time. By now you should have got second initiation. By now you should have got this. Hare Krishna Mataji. I guess my growth is mine, and Krishna is witness to what I am doing. And so long as my sincerity is intact, my destination is assured. You may go ahead of me. I may come behind you, but I will also come. So from that perspective, we need to self-motivate, because this process gives us assurance. At the same time, we need not rush up just because somebody else is whacking on our back. Make sense?
Yes, Babu, it's so wonderful. I totally got you. You really explain everything a lot for me. You don't understand how helpful you have been. Thank you so much. May Lord Krishna bless you. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments?
Hare Krishna,
Hare-
Prabhuji. Go ahead, Radhi.
Sudhakar Prabhu, sorry, Mataji, please go ahead if you have a question.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Can I go ahead?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Such a wonderful class. Prabhuji, when you are talking about the second realization, you said that practicing devotees can understand. How does a tax collector understand it? While talking about tax collector. So from that, I have a question, Prabhu. You say,
Yeah.
like I was reading a Villi Bharat, and in Villi Bharatam, there's a episode where when Krishna comes for the peace talk, Duryodhan tries to tie up Krishna, and he takes his, he shows his Vishwarupa. And then Dhritarashtra is asking, I see some light, Krishna, what is happening? Then Krishna mercifully gives him the eyes to see his Vishwarupa. Now the question is, Prabhu, when only devotees and those who are bhakti can understand this Leela, why does Lord include these type of people sometimes seems to work against Krishna in the Leela?
Actually, Prabhupada explains this in a very nice way. Slightly different from what you're saying, but in a similar context. Even demons can understand Krishna. It is not that they don't understand Krishna. They do not want to surrender to Krishna. In this case of tax collectors, a different story. But generally, Kamsa knew Krishna is great. Hiranyakashipu knew Krishna is great. Hiranyaksha knew Krishna is great. Ravana knew. They all demons, they know glorious greatness of Krishna being the Supreme Lord. They do not want to surrender is the problem. The difference between, so it is like this. I'll tell you exact place where Prabhupada is explaining this. Kamsa was taking Devaki and Vasudev on a chariot. After their marriage, Kamsa personally drove the chariot. Can you imagine? Kamsa is a Maharaja. So many kings are reporting to him. Kamsa was driving the chariot for Devaki and Vasudev, and then eventually when Akashvani came, everything has happened. So what happened was Vasudev had to somehow rescue the scene. So Vasudev asked Kamsa, please let us go. We will give our child to you. And in that place, Prabhupada writes, Kamsa knew Vasudeva as a gentleman. Kamsa believed in the words of Vasudeva, saying that since he has given his words, he will keep up his promise. Kamsa is a demon, but he recognizes good people. If he knew this is good, why he can't be good? Because of his arrogance and enviousness towards Lord doesn't make him good. So this is one aspect of it. Second aspect of it is, sometimes the Lord performs this Leela to also demonstrate that even if I peel the banana, cut them off, chop them off, put a chopstick and give you, if you are not blessed, if you are not desiring, if you are not feeling for me, I am not accessible, I am not available. It is like a honey bottle. You have a honey bottle with you, but licking from the outside. Prabhupada raised many times such things. So I'm not sure if I exactly respond to your point, but that's a very important message is that why Krishna is accessible to devotees is because devotees have surrendered to Krishna and love Krishna. So for us to, realize this is Krishna's hand, either we need to start loving Krishna or we need to have some blessings of a Vaishnava who loves Krishna, who gives him special eyes. So when Krishna made Dhritarashtra see, or anybody could see, that seeing is different from what actually the real darshan of the Lord. The darshan, what we will not say Dhritarashtra had darshan of the Lord. Dhritarashtra saw the Lord, but still did not change. Of course, on the Leela side, maybe he's a set character from for the Lord's pastimes. But the point is, it is imperative. I'll tell you one more interesting episode in this current context. Krishna came to Hastinapur. When Krishna came to Hastinapur, I think it's after Mahabharata, or what I don't know the exact sequence. So Vidura was accompanying Krishna. Krishna was going. So everybody in the streets where Krishna was walking were going, were welcoming Krishna. Krishna, please come inside our house. Please come to our house. Please come to our house. Whoever could understand Krishna. Krishna was saying that no, not this time. I'm a bit busy. I'm going for some meetings, programs, etc. So when on the way when Vidura's house came, Vidura said, Krishna, please come inside your house. It is actually Vidura's house, but the way Vidura welcomed the Lord was, my dear Krishna, please come inside your house. And Krishna went inside the house. So there is a very subtle difference between demoniac mentality and the mentality of a religious person and the mentality of a surrendered Vaishnava. A demoniac person is envious of Krishna. A religious person wants something from Krishna, but a surrendered soul wants to give to Krishna. So Prabhupada wanted us to become a surrendered soul, to give to Krishna and be part of Sankirtan mission, not just to use Krishna. Am I making sense, Mataji?
Very much, Prabhuji. Wonderful, Prabhu. Very nice. And also the QA question was wonderful, Prabhuji. It
Hare
was such a
Krishna.
nice class, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Radhe
Hare
Radhe,
Krishna.
Jai Sachinand.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम श्रील प्रभुपाद श्रील गुरुदेव की जय गोपीनाथ की जय we have seen H.H. Jayapataka Maharaj every year coming in a Sri Jagannath Rath Yatra. Prabhuji, he is in lots of pain and that I forgot diabetes, dialysis, and it is very difficult for Maharaj that थोड़ी सी भी गलती हो गई तो महाराज को इन्फेक्शन हो जाएगा. But still Maharaj is traveling and for whom? For to give a association of that Vaishnava. And they give a blessing from the Danda. Prabhuji, Koti Koti Dandavat Pranam. Today we get lots of answer, our question answer. So this is the important of association of Vaishnava. ऐसा नहीं है कि नहीं जमता है तो we have to start new temple. ऐसा नहीं होता है प्रभु जी. Lots of sacrifice, especially in management. बहुत sacrifice करना पड़ता है. और सेवा में भी when you are doing with other Vaishnava, don't do this, don't do that, like that. But उनका भाव ऐसा होता है कि हम अच्छी तरह से श्रीमती श्री राधा रानी की सेवा करें. So take it positively, whatever it is in our home or it is in office or it is anywhere, Prabhuji. And you explain about the discipline is very important. जपा ठीक नहीं होता है तो गए काम से पूरा दिन गया. And Prabhuji, Shri Radhastami is coming. If Aji Priti Vilasini and Aji Kirtida Sundri Mataji given a permission, can you give little bit association of Srimati Shri Radharani?
Hare Krishna. You are always such an inspiration. I'm sure everyone will agree with me in this Sangha that just hearing you gives lots of energy to people, saying that how enthusiastic person you are. Sometimes you don't need to be, always relevant, coherent, congenial. Just sometimes your kind-hearted enthusiasm will, and your simplicity, that will attract Krishna. And I'm sure Jagannath is, enjoying your delicious cuisine. I will glorify Srimati Radharani at the end by singing a small song in her glorification. I'm not so qualified to speak about her. I'm sure a lot of wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis in this forum will do justice to that. But I will do my part of singing a small, past song of glorifying Srimati Radharani. But I'll answer. Sudhakar Prabhu have raised his hand, so maybe I can answer.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Can you hear me,
Hare
Prabhuji?
Yes, I can, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you. It was a wonderful class, and of course, I was listening to all your explanation. Prabhuji, I have one doubt. Of course, you clarified, you mentioned in one of the key takes like devotion can only make us to help us to see or realize God. But very often I hear from many people about the term God realized saints, God realized people like that. So, what exactly, sometimes I wonder and I get confused, what exactly is mean by God realized saints?
Which means your ownership understanding has changed. You think I am the owner. Now I realize that I actually not the owner. All my life I've been thinking I own this. I own this body, I own this house, I own these resources, I own these things. When you remember that I own nothing, I am just the Lord's servant. That's called God realized. There are several explanations you can give, but Prabhupada says that the day you realize that everything belongs to Krishna, and they are all supposed to be used for Krishna's service. You are properly situated. Till that point in time, we will be beating around the bush. God realized means, Arey Baba, your body, your iPad, your computer, your house, your everything, it is in your custody. It is actually belonging to Krishna. Prabhupada says in one place, point out one thing. You point one thing in this world and tell this does not belong to Krishna. Point one. And you can point out one. What is that? My doggish mentality. Prabhupada says, apart from our doggish mentality, why he is using the word doggish mentality? Kabhi idhar, kabhi udhar, kabhi idhar, kabhi udhar. We keep switching between looking for some sort of identity. So we keep hopping between places. So that doggish mentality is the only thing that belongs to us. Rest everything belongs to Krishna. The day we are theoretically also agree this, we are God realized. I'm saying this with all humility. I'm sure theoretically understanding itself is a big stage, and at least when you accept theoretically, we have begun our journey. It is like I have passed my entrance exam in my IIT entrance exam or MIT's entrance exam. I am now a suitable candidate to be enrolled in Indian Institute of Technology or MIT or Yale. It's like that. That previously I was a 12th pass student. Now I have passed my entrance exam. I am eligible to be inside one of the prestigious institutions. Similarly, when we realize everything belongs to God, we belong to God, nothing belongs to me, we are eligible to get enrolled. One devotee went to Srila Prabhupada and asked Srila Prabhupada, please give me initiation. Srila Prabhupada asked the devotee, tell me who is Krishna. The devotee said, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Srila Prabhupada says, all right, I will give you initiation. That's all Prabhupada said. I wish we had that convenience that we all would have got initiated a long time back. IDC, initiation exam, interview, all those new things have come up now. But what Prabhupada's question was, who is Krishna? Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, you're initiated. Which means that conclusion that Krishna Ishwaraha, Godhead is light, nescience is darkness. Where there is Godhead, there is no nescience. Make sense, bro?
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji,
Anuradha Mataji.
one more. Yes, Prabhu. Are you okay, Prabhu? It's
Yeah,
late.
yeah, I'm okay. That's okay.
Thank you so much. Anuradha.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, please ask my humble obeisances. Prabhuji, we will, as per my mentality, my mind says like, yes, this is house is Krishna's, is everything is Krishna's, but when it is comes to the practically applying, so I could not able to do it. Like, if the work, so it's Krishna's intelligence only I'm doing, but when manager or lead say something, that anxiety will come. Oh, what's going to be happen next? Like that. So, and not only related to the work, uh, related to rising children's also. So, and then like handling financial things and different many other things, Prabhuji. Like, yeah, when we are hearing everything belongs to Krishna, and then it is everything will go as per Krishna's plans. Yeah, but it mind says, but when it is practically applying, and I could not able to work on it.
I'll give you an answer what Radhanath Swami Maharaj gave in one class. One devotee, Maharaj gave a fantastic class, and then a devotee asked, Maharaj, that what you're saying is very much understandable, but what happens is every time when there's a trouble or whenever I'm put in some difficult situation, I tend to work towards solving them rather than surrendering to Krishna. And in the process of me solving the problem, I get so much engrossed, I tend to forget Krishna. And as I am about to solve the problem, another problem is waiting for me, and I'm once again going to solve that problem. And in this loop is going on, so I'm not able to remember Krishna appropriately. So what to do? Maharaj, in his usual witty, wonderful way, he said, which means you do not have enough problem yet. Wait for some more time. You will be having so much of problem that you will have no choice but to say, oh Krishna, please, you are the only solution. Sometimes we are carried away. I mean, he was telling in a lighter note, not that he was trying to curse someone with problems. But sometimes what happens is that we are in a very much urgency, right? Because we are all noodles, 2 minutes noodles wala. We want solution like this. When we surrender to Krishna, Krishna should immediately reciprocate. And how much they will take to surrender to Krishna? Few lifetimes. Our proposition is, I pray to Krishna, Krishna should immediately solve my problem. Why? We have a lot of problems that have been accumulated since ages. So hence, coming back to your answer to your question is, yes, what your problem is not only your problem. Maybe you are better off. People like me have many more problems. But we have to understand three things. Number one, Rakshishyadi Vishwaso. Out of 6 principles of surrender, one principle of surrender is Krishna will protect and deliver. Not can, may, shall. Krishna will. Rakshishati Vishwaso. Number 2, Krishna consciousness is a gradual process. As much as you surrender, Krishna reciprocates. So, we theoretically hearing this, we have to keep hearing this. Maybe it takes some time, but he will change. One of the Alvars in Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya is telling, Poyen, endru solli, meyyen agi vandene. He's telling, I have been bluffing around that I am a devotee, goofing around, I am a devotee. But one fine day I became a devotee. In a sense, the process also purifies. We try, as well as process also helps us in, gives. So number 2 is, it is a gradual process. So what you are desiring is going to happen. Krishna has taken his step. Now we keep our step. Then we'll have some change. Then Krishna will do one more step. Then we will keep some more steps. So this is a gradual upward spiral process. And the third and the most important thing is that this mentality of trying to identify everything is belonging to Krishna is not going to come unless and otherwise we try to serve those who have this mentality. Because it is an amount of positive conditioning. Like how for us to become sense gratifier, we need sense gratifying association to get that thought intensified. Similarly, for us to intensify, for example, as you said, when you're in the Bhagavatam class, when you're in such forums, you are having this thought, yes, Vairagya is there. Definitely now I have to, become more serious. As soon as we leave the Bhagavatam class, we tend to become little lax. But what if you get your association more and more closer proximity, with closer association with such Vaishnavas who is emulating such a thought? That is why Krishna consciousness is with Vaishnavas than with Krishna. So be with such a Vaishnava, serve such a Vaishnava, the dust and lotus feet dust of Vaishnavas who having such a thought process, their company will give us necessary positive conditioning for us to develop this. Because what happens is that we do not have the courage. When a small child is having difficulty to walk, somebody has to motivate. Don't worry, you can walk, you can make it. Some motivation needs to be given. Such Vaishnavas will say, hey, come on, I have seen this. This is exciting. There is no problem. It is pleasing. You are not going to lose anything. Krishna doesn't want your house. Krishna will give back the house to you. but you please give it to him now. So they will give motivation, then naturally we will slowly change. So it is like, as much as you allow Krishna and Vaishnava to work upon you, you will change. That is why we say the biggest obstacle for our progress in Krishna consciousness is us, not anyone else. So please step aside from your own progress of your Krishna consciousness. Make sense?
Yes, Prabhuji, that helps a lot. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Any other comments or thoughts? Okay, if there are no further comments, questions, I have to fulfill the promise that I made. I'll sing a small song. This song is called Jaya Radha Girivaradari. It's a simple, small song. Probably you all can follow this song from this link that I have pasted in this. I'll read the translation of the song and then sing the song for the pleasure of all the Vaishnavas assembled. All glories to Srimati Radharani and Girivaradari. He is the son of Nanda Maharaj. She is the darling of Maharaja Vrishabhanu. He wears a peacock feather in his crown and a shining flute is placed on his lips. Her long braids appear brilliant and she has a gentle smile on her face. Wearing a garland of forest flowers, his neck is splendorous. Wearing a shimmering pearl necklace, her neck is splendorous. His yellow garments enchant the minds of everyone within the universe. Her blue garments display a brilliant effulgence. Jeweled ankle bells resound on their reddish lotus feet. The mind of Krishnadas is illuminated by their splendorous presence. Jai Radha Girivaradari Sri Nanda Nandana Vrishabhanu Dulari Jai Radha Girivaradari Sri Nanda Nandana Vrishabhanu Dulari Vrishabhanu Dulari Radhe Vrishabhanu Dulari Vrishabhanu Dulari Radhe Vrishabhanu Dulari Jai Radha Girivaradari Sri Nanda Nandana Vrishabhanu Dulari Mora Mukuta Mukha Murali Joni Mora Mukuta Mukha Murali Joni Veni Viraje Mukhe Hasi Thodi Veni Viraje Mukhe Hasi Thodi Jai Radha Girivaradari Sri Nanda Nandana Vrishabhanu Dulari Unaki sohe gale vanamala Unaki sohe gale vanamala Inaki moti mamala ujala Inaki moti mamala ujala Jai Radha Girivaradari Nanda Nandana Vrishabhanu Dulari पीतांबर जग जन मन मोहे पीतांबर जग जन मन मोहे नील उदानी बानी उनकी सोहे नील उदानी बानी उनकी सोहे जय राधा गिरिवरदारी श्री नंद नंदन वृषभानु दुलारी अरुणाचरणे मणि मंजिर बाजे अरुणाचरणे मणि मंजिर बाजे श्री कृष्ण दास ताहि मन भावे श्री कृष्ण दास ताहि मन भावे जय राधा गिरिवरदारी श्री नंद नंदन वृषभानु दुलारी वृषभानु दुलारी राधे वृषभानु दुलारी वृषभानु दुलारी राधे वृषभानु दुलारी जय राधा गिरिवरदारी श्री नंदन वृषभानुतुलाहरी जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय वृंदावन धाम जय वृंदावन धाम जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद ताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल। श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर भगवान की जय। थैंक यू।
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. It was a long class, and then it is so late for you, but you answered all the questions so patiently. Very grateful to you for that, and thank you for the wonderful, wonderful bhajan, Prabhuji. With your respect, shall we pay our obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas and yourself? Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai.
जय
जय
Srila Prabhupada ki
की
jai.
जय
जय।
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much.
थैंक यू प्रभु जी। धन्यवाद।